All right. So, hello everyone. We just finished watching Brazil and Morocco. Let me know what your thoughts were on this game. I think overall, Morocco right off the bat started super strong, attacking Brazil. They came with a very attack-minded mentality. It felt like right away they didn't pull no punches, and they actually had like Brazil pulled back. And I think that surprised anyone who was watching, anyone who knows Brazil and the reputation that Brazil has in international football, as well as their players, all playing usually at top clubs. And if they're not playing at a top club, they're basically about to be, especially to make that international team. But what did we learn here? And I think that don't sleep on Morocco. We know Morocco is a super good team. Morocco got to the AFCON final where they played against Senegal. Probably should have scored that penalty, but they didn't. Tried the Panenka to keeper, and the keeper wasn't having it. They technically, I'm not even going to go into that that topic of whether they're AFCON champions or not. They are officially, but you have the People's Champion as well. So with that, Morocco shouldn't be slept on. They were very, very solid throughout the game. I think their possession, their passing, the pace that they played at, just the overall talent that was on display, and that pass, that through ball that led to the goal for I believe is Ibari. That through ball that led to that goal was absolutely disgusting because you just got to imagine you're on the field and there's just like you got to really think about if you've ever played the game. There's multiple people in front of you, and that window looks clear when you're watching it on the TV screen, but when you're on the field and you have to see that, that is such a tight window. And he had to put a bit of curl on it as well so it could go right back into the striker's path before the striker made the right choice, just lifted it because he saw the keeper coming. And it was a beautiful goal. And I think that just shocked anyone who is a neutral. Loved to see that, especially if you're a Morocco fan. You definitely had to have loved that. Brazil ended up coming back and they found a way. They always find a way. I think almost, you got to think of all their attackers could change the game at any moment. They could play absolutely terrible for 90 minutes and then come and just steal the game from you, right? That's the capability of Brazil in the international stage. That's the capability of Brazilian players. So, yeah. Vinicius Jr., he finds a way. I think the pass was from Bruno Guimaraes, and he just comes in. He just, drops the shoulder and then just goes to his right and then whips in on the right foot, top corner, top right, top left corner of the goal. Keeper too quick for him, so the keeper couldn't even get there. Maybe people would argue, could he have saved it? I don't think so. So right then and there, we're level. It's still pretty early on. I think at this point you would just expect Brazil to go and take it then, but that didn't happen. I think Igor Thiago as a striker is. I see him in the Premier League. I watch the English Premier League quite often. I didn't watch Sunderland. I think he plays for Sunderland or Brentford. I'm gonna go and I think it's Brentford actually, right? We could check that, double check that. Obviously I don't watch either team that much, so I would know that, right? So in that respect, but I have seen him play for sure, and he's a very like stalky, strong. He's gonna hold up the ball for you. He's gonna make sure that your forwards can, not your forwards, your midfielders can come forward and gather the ball, and then the team can move up the pitch into the attacking third, right? Technically, I think he had a chance to score a header, but he just wasn't able to get contact with it. Whether those type of things can happen, but as a professional, you would expect them to be able to get that type of contact. But you're not there. You're not in the game. It was probably happening really fast. He thought he had enough contact to get the goal perfectly. Didn't. I don't think it even made contact with him. When he had the chance to score a header. So, I think at that point, we already know that Morocco's going to be really good, right? So we're like, all right, well, what can happen? Because it felt like the whole entire game that Morocco could come in at any moment and just get a goal. Really did. It never felt like Brazil was going to start just dominating them at any point. So one, I know how good Morocco is. I watched the AFCON. I watched when the World Cup in Qatar, how they were playing Boufal, absolutely just like bamboozling defenders, making them look silly. So we know, or the world at least should know, anyone who's following football knows how good Morocco is. But I think there always is that expectation when you're playing a Brazilian team that you're in for a tough night. And I think Morocco just came out with like no fear. They said, nah, we're not doing that today. We're going to play the way we want to, and you're going to have to show us otherwise. And then it almost kind of like, he who strikes first dictates the pace of the game, essentially. And it seemed like for the longest time, what was going to happen was that either Brazil was going to draw or this was going to be a very upsetting loss. So overall, I think, let me know what you think. Do you think Brazil should have won? Do you think Morocco did a good job? Do you think Morocco should have won? Did anything surprise you at all? Overall, I think it's okay. Again, we're in the first game, and it gives the coach a lot to think about for both teams. I think if you're a Moroccan player, in the Moroccan camp, you are super excited with this result because you just stood up to a powerhouse and you looked actually like the stronger team. Let's be honest, right? Brazil didn't look like they were so cohesive or together, or not as much at least as Morocco. So yeah, Morocco looks super strong. Brazil, though, they can find that moment at any point, at any time, and the quality of their players is just so good that it might not even really be too much to worry about, arguably, right? Maybe, right? But yeah, you guys let me know what you think. 1-1 overall score. I thought it was a really good game, and maybe expected a lot more, but at the same time, it's the first game. So for what it was, I think that was the game where football fans across the world were probably saying, like, this is the first like high quality match that we're going to see, because Morocco and what Brazil bring. All right. So let me know what you think. We'll see you in the next game. That's going to be Scotland and Haiti. Please like and subscribe. I am the football channel that does not have a name yet, but when I do, please support. Peace.